Hello my lovelies, welcome back to the channel. I am sitting in the car loop waiting for my child to get out of school, and I thought, let's do a voiceover. So this is my kind of dedication, my homage, my undying love confession for a readathon called Blackoween or Blackoween-a-thon. It's a readathon that is hosted by Bree over at Locked Booktition, and it's basically just a readathon that happens every October, and it's dedicated to crime fiction written by Black authors. And I've done Blackoween-a-thon for 3 years. I think 3 out of the 4 years. And so I'm just kind of showing you like the last 3 years in my reading journals. This was the first reading journal I ever did, and this was the first Blackoween-a-thon I did 3 years ago, so 2021. Yeah. So that was just, she had like 6 prompts and I read them. Yeah, I think I did like 3 out of 6. It wasn't anything big or special. In the coming years, she, like last year, she created this whole world called Tula's Parish, and it's like a map, and each location has like different prompts and a different theme of like the different subcategories of crime fiction. So like horror, cozy mysteries, you know, haunted stories, like more ghost stories, you know. So she has them like all divvied up into different categories, and you basically, there are a lot of rules. I will put her, you know, kind of announcement video in the description so you can go see it. But basically, you pick a location, you pick like, so basically there are 6 prompts in every location, and you can read all of them or just a couple. So 1 to 2 is a different role. So like you kind of, there's amateur share, there's investigator throw, and one other one. But basically just depends on how deeply you want to go into this world, essentially. So yeah, these are all the locations and the different, she added a different location this year. So this is like the updated map. These are all her graphics and all her stuff that she has. This was last year. So I have on the screen like some of the rules and all the different things that you do for this readathon. It's just really fun, and I have a lot of fun with it last year. So this is my kind of book spread from last year. But basically, while I show you all of this for the next 7 minutes, I'm going to do the original book tag, the Blackoween book tag that she did last year. So I'm just going to answer some questions while you look at some of the cool stuff that I did over the years, and then kind of getting into what I'm going to do for this year's Blackoween. So first question, how did you hear about Blackoween? I heard about it through Ashley over at Bookish Realm, which is she's no longer making videos, sad face, but her and Bree are friends. So I found Bree's channel through Ashley. So just falling down the booktube rabbit hole. How many years have I participated? I've participated in 3 out of the 4 years, I believe, that it's been done. And these are just some of the books I read last year that I really, really liked, which goes into the next question. What favorite book did you read during the previous years of Blackoween that sits with you? And I think I have 2. So last year I read a book called The Good House by Tanana Reeve-Dew. And it's a haunted story. This one. So it's a ghost story, but it has so much history. It's about this haunted house, and you know, like a lot of people who live in this house end up dying, and it like corrupts like a whole town, and you realize that like the land itself has magic, and there's like trauma and reasons why the house is haunted and does horrible things to the people in this town. because of something that happened, you know, in yesteryear, and this woman has to figure out why her son unalived himself and what was going on and the history of the house, and you know, finding out that there's magic and voodoo and all sorts of stuff in her family that she didn't know about. And it's just great. I think about that book so much. And then another book that I read for Blackoweenathon, Bree actually did kind of a Blackoween in July this year. It was called July Noir. And another one of the books I read during that time just stole my heart. It's called Symphony of Secrets, I believe, by Brendan Slocum. And it's basically a musical mystery about this guy who's obsessed with this composer, got his doctorate in it, this composer, and then he finds out that the composer kind of didn't write any of the music that he's famous for. And so this is the setup I did for July Noir. I read from the category in Joe's Library from that location, which was all about, you know, just men, focusing more on like the male writers and stuff like that. So I kind of printed out some of the graphics and stuff. But a book that sat with me is Symphony of Secrets, because basically this composer stole music from a black woman who happened to be autistic. And if you've been around, you know that I'm realizing that I am autistic. Oh, I hate saying it. It's hard to say still. I'm most likely autistic. And so that book just made me cry, and I think about it a lot. And I never would have read it without this readathon. So next question, what kind of crime fiction do I like reading? I'm a little partial to, I like horror, you know, ghosts, magic. I do like paranormal romance as well. Give me werewolves, people falling in love, but give me a good ghost story. You know, give me some magic and some creepy stuff happening. I don't really lean so much into like the mystery, thriller, suspense side. I like the creepy ghost magic side for sure. So this is what some of the books I read for July Noir, and this is what the Symphony of Secrets, that book I was talking about that just literally ripped my heart out of my chest. So the next question for the book tag is, what are the 3 to 5 books on your TBR? I got more than 5. I'm very ambitious, and reading is like my special interest. So I really like to read, so I can read like 20 books a month if I get there. So this is my plans for this year and what my setup for Blackoween looks like. My printer was dying when I printed out some of her materials, so it's all discolored and horrible, but oh well. But I just kind of did a setup, so I'm gonna focus on 2 locations this year. Noir Apothecary, which is kind of cozy mysteries, and I am not a cozy mystery girl. Like, I like the kind of scarier, creepier thing. But here's my TBR. I made a little graphic based on the prompts, what I think I'm going to be reading. But I'm also a mood reader, so I might not be able to get through these, and I might have to find something else. We will see how it goes. And then the other area that she expanded this year is called Shishi's Kitchen, and it's more like romance. But I still wanted it to be like crime. Like, I didn't just want to pick flat out romance. Like, it still has to, this is the TBR for this year, but I wanted it to be still, okay, this is crime fiction just with some romance in there. I didn't want to just, here's all the romance books. Like, I still wanted it to be Blackoweenathon. So I'm probably not gonna be able to finish all these questions, but what kind of content do I love to see during Blackoween? I like TBRs, because it helps me get ideas from other people. But yeah, couldn't finish the tag, but oh well. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.